So I delivered some training to some vocational trainers who are all working in different vocational areas, and I was getting them to focus on the LLN skills of their learners. I wrote the assessments and then I took them out to some what I'd call LLN experts to have a look at them and make sure that, that they agree that they're going to hit the mark for the units that I was delivering. But then before I delivered the training and did the assessment, I also went to the RTO and just had a really good talk to them about how their people delivered training and whether it was going to suit that environment. The assessment tasks were about them focusing on their learners and finding out ways to build their learners' LLN skills or foundation skills. We did a little bit of an overview of the Australian Core Skills Framework so that they understand that there is a benchmark to describe foundation skills. One of the assessment activities was to get them to analyse a vocational unit of competency to identify where the foundation skills were. I got back lots of colour-coded units, so they used that information to make these little graphs or spiky profiles of the unit of competency itself, but also their learners' skill levels, and they'd put those graphs together that covered several students and lots of different skills. They obviously put a lot of thought into it, and it was great. Their responses were great. We did some role play of assessing learners' LLN skills, so sitting them down and having a talk about their educational background, and while you're talking to somebody you're getting a picture of their oral communication skills. Written activities that get them to demonstrate their reading and writing skills. One of the best parts of the assessment for this program was the peer review and getting people to observe each other's practice. I think getting them to, not only just fill out the checklist and make some comments about somebody else's training, it actually started a conversation about training and about assessment and about strategies that people can use in the classroom and about activities and about learners' needs, and that was good. The assessment activities were for those trainers to take back to their training environments and carry out those activities and then essentially write them up and submit them to me. So one of the trainers was delivering a music qualification, and so he identified that his learner had some gaps in his writing skills, and so he had some great activities planned for his learners around booking a music session, so times and dates, a bit of reflection about their own practice too. So I was really trying to get them to think about the things that worked for them and why it worked and how it worked. And if it didn't work, what would they change for next time? They talked about how they viewed their training a bit differently. So I could actually see them thinking and planning and working out what to do with their learners around LLN and not just the vocational area that they were working in.